Hola, it is I, El Presidente Juggernaut. No, there is no way in hell I'm keeping that accent throughout the entire video, although potentially I may be bought into something like that, being the greedy Presidente that I am. At any rate, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the beta of Tropico 6. So, for those of you that don't know, I was a huge fan of Tropico 5. I have not played Tropico 4, and I know that makes me some sort of heretic or heathen or somewhere in between, maybe even both. Too many, but that is the case. However, I like Tropico 5, I did, but I felt like it was lacking, well, more. As in, more of everything, right? But it was a good game, and I thoroughly enjoyed it for the while that I did play it when it was released originally back in 2000, whenever it was released. I can't remember at this point. At any rate, this is Tropico 6, the, well, surprise, surprise, continuation and sequel of Tropico 5. And it is the beta of it, so there is a lot of content still not in the game. Most of the maps, as you can see, are not in the game. If you take a look at customization options and stuff like that, you will see that there is a load of stuff missing. However, there is a decent bit of customization, and that I felt was sort of, well, maybe wasn't really lacking, but there is a decent bit. Now, as far as the El Presidente himself is concerned, I'm hoping we get more, because this seems to me a little bit, I don't know, iffy at best. There's like a couple of cigar options and stuff like that. In all due honesty, it doesn't look that good, okay? I mean, there's only 2 beard options. Look at this, one of them is locked. I'm hoping we get more for the El Presidente himself. However, this is obviously not in the game yet, so the kind of normal, and there will be other stuff that you can pick up later. However, you can customize the palace to a pretty damn good degree. Okay, now the palace customization is really, really nice. You can change stuff from like the layout to the different buildings to the colors to everything. That is very, very nice. What about the gameplay itself? What about the you know, the building and everything? Well, we're gonna jump into a sandbox game. This map seems rather interesting. I'm gonna start from the colonial era, and I will show you. But before I do, the reason I started here is this. Tropico 5 didn't have this, and that is the ability to customize the game to this extent. Okay, starting money, difficulty, stuff like that was customizable, but not like this. You can change victory types, victory by treasury, victory by tasks, so on and so forth. You can increase disaster difficulty, money, which you can set to unlimited, which is very nice if you just want to build like the world's most militarized island ever, where like 90% of the population is in one way or another in the army, right? Or want to just, you know, fool around without having to worry about money. Or, you know, on the other hand, if you want to make it super difficult, you can make the political difficulty really, really tough, and the opposition stuff and all that. All this is customizable, and I love it. The previous Tropico, I'm pretty sure, didn't have this many customization options, and I'm rather excited for that. So, let's start off with the default here and start the map, and I will show you. So, for those of you that don't know, as we're loading in, I will tell you, Tropico is a game where you are a dictator of an island, or an archipelago, or mini archipelago, really. And, you sort of, well, do whatever the hell you want, essentially. However, the idea being you want to stay in power, naturally, right? And you want to stay in power for as long as humanly possible. Now, I say humanly possible, it's not exactly true. You see, contrary to the propagandist beliefs of other nations, El Presidente is actually immortal. Well, El Presidente cannot die of old age, but he can certainly be executed to death. That is an option. Well, it's not an option, but you know, it can happen. It's in the realm of possibility. So you want to make sure that whilst your own private coffers are filling up and you're living a nice and comfortable life on the island, you also want to protect it. From who? Well, the Nazis, or the Allies, depending on who you ally yourself with. The Imperial British government, or Spanish government, or again, whoever the hell you ally yourself with. That depends on sort of whoever the hell you ally yourself with. And also from the opposition. Yes, the evil opposition. Some, for some shocking reason, don't like the idea of having a omnipotent ruler on the island that can do pretty much whatever the hell he wants, and wants some sort of ridiculous heretical values such as democracy. Alright, essentially, that's what you need to do. You need to stay in power, and, other than that, it's a city builder, basically, right? It's a city builder with sort of that kind of twist. Now, again, this is Tropico 6, I imagine most people know at this point, you know? But, yeah, it doesn't hurt to, get a bit of an introduction going. So, what about the buildings themselves? Well, luckily they're all visible right now, regardless of what era you're in, so I will sort of go through them and tell you what I think about the entire complexity and number of them. So as far as traffic and infrastructure is concerned, this looks pretty standard. Parking deck, bus garage, tunnel construction. Was this the previous? I don't think this was in the previous game, tunnels, but everything else seems, yeah, more or less standard. Food, same. Obviously you will unlock different stuff as you go through the game. Industry. This seems to have been expanded a little bit, maybe. Residential is pretty much the same. You have yeah, different types, different sizes, and different qualities of buildings for your people. Entertainment seems... what does the stadium do? I thought it could attract, like, tourists or something. That'd be fun. To visiting citizens and tourists. Yes, it's... okay, fair enough. I wish there were tourists. There's actually tourists. Okay, good, great. Roller coasters are the same, I presume. So, yeah, you can make it as like a huge tourist destination without the entire, you know, kill everyone who disagrees with the aspect. It does allow for quite a bit of freedom in this game, in how dictatorial you want to be. Also, when it comes to the elections, you can have fair elections. Risk being, you know, you could lose the elections, thus lose the game, but you can have fair elections too if you want. Okay, raids and military. Now, this is something new. Whoops. Raids is this. So, it's a mission that you can send your... I like how you start from raiding pirate raids to Russian hackers and bots, right? It's hilarious to me. Alright, yeah, Cyber Operations Center, Jesus Christ. Apparently the elections have been hacked by Tropico hackers. Oh no. Quickly invade it. So you can send them out on missions and the likes. But Army Base provides tanks. Yeah. Barracks Infantry, Commando Garrison, Security Checkpoint, Aircraft Carrier. I love the living hell out of these. Yeah, not much else though. I mean, well, apart from the raids, I was sort of hoping for more, honestly. Because I found military was always one of those things that I really, really loved in this game. And I always like making like super militaristic islands and whatnot. But yeah, and by the way, no, you cannot turn the tide of World War II or the Cold War or whatever in from your little island. No, you're here to survive. Basically, it's kind of realistic in that. Well, not kind of, but rather realistic in that. Enables you and the police to arrest people and keep them in custody forever. Okay, as far as government is concerned, there's various different ways of oppressing people. This is essentially it, and there's oh so many of them, and it's great. Decorations, which there weren't that much of in the previous game, but now there is. And World Wonders. You can build a White House. No, I'm not joking, you can literally build a copy of the White House, and the Eiffel Tower, and the Hagia Sophia, and the Brandenburg, and all of these. You can even build the Colosseum. It's wonderful. Why would you not want a Colosseum? So, yeah, it seems more or less like in the number of, and the complexity of buildings, it seems quite akin to the previous Tropico game, but a little bit expanded. And I suppose that's okay. Edicts, they of course vary from time period to time period. No free lunch, citizens need to pay when they eat out, broke citizens cannot afford food, decrease communist standard by 10. Increase capitalist standing by 5. Alright, we'll see how the entire thing goes later. Okay. Let's start with a fisherman's raft even, I suppose. Well, and actually, can I move around with the arrow keys this time? Actually, do we have a mine that I can... Well, shockingly, mine. This here? No? Let's go to mine, all resources, there they are. So not on the starting island, but we can branch out over here if we want. This thing is gonna erupt at one point and it's gonna destroy all the mines around it probably, but honestly, hey, no risk, no reward, eh? All right, let's go with the original Fisherman Pier thing. Must be connected to a road. Sure. Reaching into water. Like so. Okay. We'll build it and get ourselves a road. Oh God, no! No, that is so ugly. That is so ugly. No. Tear it down, El Presidente commands you. Okay. Speed 4. We can quick build these, but I kind of want to save money, and we don't really need to at this point. We'll build this for emergencies. And if you're playing with unlimited money, then it's for that too. Most of these are bunk houses, right? You might want to increase that. Okay. So, we should take a look at... What's new? The colonial era. So, there is actually this as well, which is rather useless. Rather useless? No, quite the opposite. So, in the colonial era, undertake heists to steal unique world wonders with special effects, complete trade routes, rule your way by researching edicts, and expand to remote islands. Use newspapers to spread propaganda. Not really newspapers. They're, well, it's not the modern equivalent of newspapers, but that's a history lesson for another time.
Who I am. Lord Roger.
I am the infamous...
Oh, of course.
I am...
They kept the characters, by the way.
Sophia and this is my struggle.
Including the tutorial person, which, what is his name? Penelope Pitstop? No. God, that's an old cartoon. But yes, they kept most of the characters, which is a good thing, because I found them hilarious last time, and the humor is still great in this. Especially when you get like tasks to complete and stuff like that later down the line. It's really, really great. Okay, shall we get a ranch going too? Why don't we? I don't want to have it right next to the palace though, I mean, come on. be realistic here for a minute. Ranch next to the El Presidente's palace? No. Okay, so we do have workers. Where can I see overlays such as... That's cool, but I was looking for something else. Here. Here we go. So, this is where you're going to spend a lot of your time. You want to make sure these people are relatively happy so they don't murder the living hell out of you the first chance they get. So, make them happy, keep your support rating above 50%, which you have for the elections. And, yeah, and also you can track people. So, you want to keep them employed, you want to keep population increasing, and so on and so forth. There's 15 homeless families. That's not very good, considering we have 77 people on the island. There's 23 vacant homes as well. With no education whatsoever. Ah, we do actually. We start off with few educated people. Okay. Well, average happiness is low. Well, you know what? In my experience, what's the best way to increase happiness? Get everyone drunk off their arse, right? We start with a tavern, don't we? Yes, we do. Okay. See? Even the game knows. Theatre and... I don't know. Do we want a theatre? It seems like a waste of time. Newspaper, however, to spread propaganda. Yes. Conveniently and completely accidentally located right next to the El Presidente Palace. Chapel. There is no wealth requirement for visitors. Sure. Also conveniently located uncomfortably close to the... Well, perhaps not. What side is this building facing? I suppose we'll find that out eventually. Let's take a look at the economy. So, revenue, expenses, treasury. Obviously we're spending a lot of money, but are we gaining more than we're spending on maintenance every month? I would assume so. Okay. A landing. What's a landing? I saw a landing. You're gonna go Colonial Era D-Day on me? Hope not. Tell you what, your Presidente needs his personal guards to protect him, so let's get a few of those going too. Plus, I'm pretty sure you don't need to be educated at all for the entire guard business, so, you know what, sure. We're providing... What are we providing? Job opportunities, yes, exactly. We're making Tropico great again. This isn't Tropico. We can't name the island Tropico. We need to find out our own name. It's not some abbreviation of my YouTube channel name. It needs to be more original than that. At any rate. Right. Can we speed this up a little bit? Like, you know, a lot. There we go. We need some workers. You need to be uneducated, and your wage is $7 per day, week, month, year. I don't know. Probably per day, right? I mean, look. Don't put it past me to have a $7 per year wage. Really, it's you know.
Hop to it.
Okay. Build 2 plantations. Accept demand in time 169. 2 plantations. Yes, we will build 2 plantations. Plantation. 1. Right there. Now, question is, what is this going to be a plantation of? Well, corn efficiency is at 100. Is this also corn? Yeah. Sure, we'll have 2 corn. And bananas don't really grow there. They do here. Decent bit. Pineapple, sugar, cocoa, tobacco, coffee, cotton, rubber, bananas. Pineapples, sure. We'll build a pineapple plantation. Now, what do you want? Have Pirate Cove 1. Absolutely, why not? So, to Pirate Cove. Now, Pirate Coves tend to be, I will shock you with my knowledge here, full of pirates. Yes, I know, I'm amazed as you are. Problem is, they tend to not be the most law-abiding citizens known to mankind. So, let's see how that goes. Increase speed to 4 and, wait for all this stuff to get built. Popularity's not doing great, but, no risk of elections anytime soon. Plus, this will provide plenty of work for people, so, you know, hopefully they'll love me slightly more after that, because they're no longer starving to death. Speaking of the people, it's not just a percentage number, as perhaps you'd expect. There's the family tree. Each and every one of them has it. Every individual person on the street you can bribe, imprison, kill, whatever the hell you want. You can institutionalize him as well, and put him in the insane asylum, or you can just follow him around creepily like so. Camera's not very good, but hey, you can do that. So, let's say you look like a bum. You're on the way to the chapel, you're broke, you're from France, and you're uneducated. You're unemployed and you're homeless. We shall kill him. Why? No other reason than I am able to. I like I'm in the church, you know. Actually, do I have... Yes, I do. Yes, I do have workers here. And there we go. He has been executed by Francisco Navarro from Tropico. A native. Works in the guard tower. Lives in a shack. But loves his El Presidente more than anything. You'll notice nobody batted an eye. This is a utopia. Alright. Real talk, though, if I were in control of this island, we would be the most average society you could possibly imagine, with one quirk. You would be forced to watch my YouTube videos 12 hours a day. With the commercials. It's literally the only difference. Alright, let's get serious. There's a ship here. Now, I've read Robinson Crusoe. There's literally everything in this ship you could ever need. Maybe we should go over there and check it out. Anyways, decrease unemployment rate to 7%. Penultimo, yes, that's the tutorial person. Or the, not tutorial person, he is your most loyal subject. Whatever you choose to do, he will support you and think it's a great idea. He's like... He's the human impersonation of a minion from the you know, the movie Minions. Yeah. Any rate, we will accept this. Yes, we will. Unemployment is currently at 22%. We will build this and this, and that should reduce unemployment by at least a little bit. Yep, here we go. Okay, look at that, that hires 8 people. 8 uneducated bums to work the fields and no longer be unemployed. Phenomenal, phenomenal. And when they're done, will they get pension? friggin' not.
Glad to be still
Okay, we did do the Crown People task, though, so... Extend mandate time by 18 months, get 5 immigrants, or get $2,000. Well, money doesn't seem to be the issue, so let's extend the mandate time. Or possibly we want to extend it for 20 years so we get the Roman Emperor clothes and everything, and we can then build mini Rome, but hey. We could build a grocery store. I mean, this not many people will be able to afford one. That's very depressing, but afford to go to one. But it would help.
Our revolution is as yet only marginally
10 revolutionary
advanced,
immigrants.
with
Get a
your
random
continued
blueprint. Let's
support.
get a random blueprint. Okay, unemployment rate at 16%. Still a little bit big. Let's build something else. Something industry-wise. A tanner. Rum distillery, lumber mill. Lumber mill. Right opposite the Pirate Cove. Why not? You strike out at... Whoa, well actually they can produce wooden legs for the pirates. Eh? Now, literal 4-digit IQ. Okay. In case you couldn't tell, I love this game. Okay. So there we go, we've set up sort of like a basic little island. We've done a few tasks, and now people are relatively happy about the entire situation. Only 10% are in opposition to us. Lovely. We could increase overall happiness. Yeah. And then that'll make them love us even more. But at any rate, so how does it compare to the previous Tropico game? Well, it's like there's stuff missing yet, but it seems to be a little bit bigger than now. I sort of move away from the literal gameplay and then sort of talk about the game in general a little bit more, I suppose. So how does the game compare to the previous one? It's expanded upon it a little bit, but here's my issue with it. Graphically, it doesn't look all that gorgeous, right? It doesn't look all that different from the previous one. There are improvements, certainly, on the... well, a little bit on the characters and stuff like that. The animations are still fairly basic, and the entire thing is not all that graphically changed. Number of buildings and complexity and stuff like that is... I guess it's a little bit better, so it's like bits and pieces here and there, you know, but... the real issue, to me, is... it's so much similar to Tropico 5. Now, fair enough, it is an upgrade, but it's a whole new game as well, which... I mean, the driving sort of and selling points and selling features are listed pretty much here in, the Almanac? No, it's in one of these, isn't it? There was one of these. In one of these, they pretty much listed the, like, the new features and stuff like that, which... I'm sorry to say there weren't that many of, and, well, yeah. I'm afraid that, I don't know. It could have been a lot better. I was expecting a little bit more from it. Considering, you also have to consider when was the last time Tropico, or when the last Tropico game was released. And it has been a while. And we seem to get, like, a few more features here and there, a few more buildings, a few more, you know, something that you might sort of expect from, like, a DLC thing. So, I don't know. If you've played Tropico 5 and you loved it, then this is, you know, it's an upgrade, it's more content, it's more maps, it's more stuff for you to do, then yeah, for sure. But if you haven't played Tropico 5 and thinking about getting Tropico 6, Tropico 5 is probably going to be on like a ridiculously low, or it's going to be sold for like a ridiculously low price after this gets released. It's going to go on sale and stuff like that soon, probably. So I'd think about that before this, honestly, for a sheer sort of value proposition. But if you are looking for like a couple of more things and then like, I suppose a little bit of an upgrade to Tropico 5, then yeah, I suppose this is it. But well, I don't know. Not it's not easy. it's not easy to come up with like a straight yes or no thing, but yeah, tell you what, we will wait, and I'll sort of probably do like an update video when the game is fully released, because it is in beta. There are still many things to get worked into the game, and it's not actually. It's sort of near release, but there is a lot of work to be done still. Like most of the maps are missing, as you saw. So yeah, you know, we'll see. We'll see. I'll reserve any harsh criticism and much harsh judgment for it for now. But yeah, all things considered, this could have been more for. Especially if we consider that this is like a whole new game that we're getting. It seems a little bit too much like Tropico. So
something does not feel
yeah.
quite right.
At any rate,
I must say I'm glad to be still working with.
I think that should be pretty much it for this video. I've shown you some of the buildings. I've shown you like the basics of it, and there are a couple of Let's Plays out on YouTube already by, I think Will has a semi-long series on it. You can check that out if you're interested in sort of more later game stuff and a sort of more thorough review of the game. But I've shown you the basic principles of it, and like outside of these tasks and a few new abilities here and there, it's too much like Tropico 5 for me, honestly, that I don't not recommend the game, but I recommend Tropico 5 over it from a value proposition, let's say. But yeah, it is a fun game, definitely. It's fun to just... hell, at the end of the day, it's just fun to click this button on random people, because you can. I suppose it does speak volumes about the human nature, but hey, at any rate, that's for a different time, I suppose. Like I said, though, I will reserve judgment for later when more stuff is put into the game. So far, could be better. At any rate, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. This has been my first impressions on Tropico 5. The very first impressions, which I haven't really done that much of this sort of type of video recently. I've usually done ones where I've sort of played through quite a bit of the game and then talked about it. So a bit of a change of pace, I suppose. But at any rate, like, subscribe down below if you enjoyed the video, and if you hated it, give it a dislike and tell me why. But until next time, have fun, take care, and bye-bye.